Force, this is Captain Cruel reporting for duty for another episode of Road Rage. Wow, so the internet is all abuzz with the female Thor movie for the fourth Thor movie. Yes, the title's goofy, not a very good thing, but maybe it's tentative, who knows if they'll change it. Yes, they threw massive amount of money at a lady to do this part, to retain her again, Jane Foster. Just for the ones of you that don't know, when I do Road Rage, I'm using a hands-free setup here, so there's no danger or anything involved. Everything is perfectly safe. Pay attention to the road. I'm just blabbing. These are more of conversational tone videos where I just talk about what's on my mind, and I hope you share what's on yours too. So if you want to share, please be sure to leave a comment. So anyway, female Thor, Jane Foster. Well, you know, the comic book sucked when they did that. You know, one of the big things I have had against that, I said, number one, Thor is his name. As much as they tried to retcon that in the history of Thor, Thor was the guy's name. So that's the part I had against it. I don't mind a female Thor type character one bit, as long as she has her own name would be nice. So we'll see what's going on here. You know, this is Marvel heading into the new phase, Phase 4, which might be the Marvel present, which is sort of scary because Marvel present is not good. They were too big into personal agendas of the writers because they tend to hire people with a certain agenda, so it appears, and the books suffer for it. Will the movies have the same problem? I'm going by a big semi-truck here. Hear that noise there? Will the movies have the same problem? Will they suffer the same fate? If so, it's going to be a real shame that Marvel took something that was firing on pretty much almost all cylinders all the time with very little flaw, and to throw a monkey wrench in it to obliterate the brand. Well, you know, that would be a shame. I've already heard a lot of people saying they're not going to be going to the theater anyway for Marvel movies after the latest Avengers that has happened. So, we'll see. What I'm interested personally to see is what my little girl thinks. Right now, you know, she's a youngin'. And I'm really interested. What is she? She's 4 now? Holy cow. I was just thinking, I think she just turned 4. Man, time flies. Anyway, she loves Thor. Thor's her favorite hero. She's got a Thor hammer. She's got Thor toys. And yet she's a girl, because that's one of the things, the misconceptions that bug me so much, is that Marvel and these Marvel writers are so nuts. They think you have to be the same gender, be the same age, be the same religion, or whatever it is, same color of skin, to feel like there's an attachment to the character to make you like them. And that is so completely wrong. Those problems, those problematic views are because of them. That's their views. That's the thing. They want to blame everybody else for being racist, homophobic, and all that. But if you look, if they believe that way, that they have to be like you, who's the true racist, homophobic, or whatever? Them. They have that in their hearts and in their minds. And so now they think everybody else feels that way too. And so now we have to have a female Thor because, you know, we can't have a male Thor. Well, my daughter, my little girl, absolutely loves the Thor movies, loves the male Thor. She doesn't have to have a female Thor. She still plays around as if she is Thor. So, go figure. Now, I am interested, though, as I was saying, to see if she would like this concept in this movie. She didn't like the comic book. When I showed her the comic book, she said, that's not Thor. With Jane Foster as Thor. That's not Thor, Daddy. So I'm interested to see what she thinks. Will she like this movie? The good thing would probably be costumes will come up, I'm sure, for her or something like that. But then again, she doesn't need that. She runs around with the Thor boy costume and it's just fine. So once again, go figure. I think she's going to be Thor for this Halloween too. Just saying. It's ahead of time. There's a lot of time for change. We were a kid. You know, that months, a few months is enough to get a lot of changes. So we'll see where that goes. But ultimately, that's it. The Marvel's going in this new phase. They're going to have a lot of Disney streaming channels. One of them also is with the Falcon in it. you know, and he's going to be buddied up with the, you know, my goodness, with the Winter Soldier there. And, you know, sure, a TV series, okay, but I think that would have been a better movie, because you could have had it dark, but, you know, I think they're going to go with, like, you know, the good guy, bad guy, buddy cop kind of thing. I don't know. I like the Falcon a lot. I liked him before he was in the movie. I'm one of the minorities in that situation, because a lot of people seem to think the Falcon's lame. I always thought he was pretty cool, but hey, it is what it is. I'm interested to see how that pans out. But they got a lot of projects on the way, and I will say, probably the one that interests me the most is Shang-Chi. I'm looking forward to seeing Shang-Chi, and I hear the villain's going to be the Mandarin, so, or at least a villain, and that's going to be pretty interesting. I'm very interested to see what they do with Shang-Chi. You know, and hopefully they cast him well. Let's not cast Shang-Chi as a black female. Okay, let's cast him as an Asian guy. You know, let's hope we don't get some weird backlash like we did with Iron Fist, because Iron Fist was always a white male, but, you know, they didn't like it because he was a white male in the show. But see what happens here. It's going to be interesting, because how many normies are going to complain because they don't know what they're talking about, because they read an article out of the Mary Sue or Vox or something. I'm really curious to see how this next phase is going to go. Is this next phase the nail in the coffin of the Marvel Universe for the popularity right now that it's going through? Is this going to end the big TV push and movie push? Only time will tell. I'm not going to go to doom and gloom speculation. I'm not going to go that route like a lot of people are going to. I'm going to go more of a let's wait and see how they handle it. Hopefully better than they have with some of their other properties like Captain Marvel, which I think they handled very poorly, especially in PR-wise. It should be interesting to see how the next movie of Captain Marvel does, considering it won't have the big Avengers push in it. Let's be honest, I think we all know that's the reason the movie did so well. So we'll see more how it holds up on its own merit next time. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? What do you think's going to happen with the next phase of Marvel? Is it going to go into its whole Marvel SJW push? Or since it's the TV and the movies, they're going to be a little more cautious there, show some restraint? I tend to think they won't, but that's, you know, sad. But I'm hoping they will. Alright, well, let me know in the comments if you enjoy these videos. I know this one was a little bit more of just blabbing and a good time. If you enjoy them, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Would you help me out? And if you feel that you're in a position that you can help out the channel, we do have a Patreon where you can help for as little as $1 a month. We greatly appreciate that. That money goes back into the channel often for comic books and things for us to review and things to do. If you don't like Patreon too, we have Streamlabs OBS link down there. You can click on it and just give a one-time donation too. That works just as well. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you. And until next time, keep it frugal.